in Trenton.
Trenton do be like that. And we are live. Let's see if YouTube's working.
Hello, interwebs.
Let's see. Gotta mute this tab. And it looks like everything is working so far. Of course, we don't have any viewers yet, but
Well, at least I haven't gotten the notification yet, so
okay.
probably once the notification comes up, it will. We'll
Yes.
get 2 people.
Yes. We've got no one yet. That's all right.
There's the notification.
Awesome. There you go. One person watching right now. Let me go fix the camera.
You.
Yeah, probably.
You know, the one thing on your camera that I'm staring at is the Bachman Easy Track.
Oh, yes. The Bachman Easy Track.
Someone like me who has more Atlas track than they can count, I find it funny.
Is that a little better? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit better.
All right, that looks much better. All right, so we got 3 people watching. Nice.
The Gillen group is here. Hello.
What I was going to start filming my Bachman Thomas models. Wait, I mean, okay. All right. Now we got 2 people. So right now I am running the Athearn Ready to Roll SD50, which Matt Coden gave to me, or I bought from him rather.
ICD-16 peering out from the corner.
Yes.
It works just about as well as the real 1223.
Yes. Shoot, I mean 440. Oh, okay. Alrighty then.
Well, Thomas the Tank Engine has multiple 440s in it.
Yes, they do. That won't drown like yours. All right, you know what? We don't talk about that here. I love that thing. I'm working on it. I'm gonna get it running again. It's just there's a lot of work I gotta do.
You see, you were in a basement, and then the basement went, I don't like this train, and then water.
The water went, I don't like this train, Corey.
I'm pretty sure it's the basement.
I think it was the water.
No,
Anyway.
You know what? It was probably a combination of the both.
Probably. Who knows? Anyways, if you're just joining us, sorry this stream was a little late. I was just being lazy today.
No,
You know, yeah, of course. I am joined by Eastern PA Man number 10. Specifically number 10. Not number 51, not number 2, not number 8,526. Eastern PA Man number 10. AKA Mr. Corey.
Yes. The only reason that I chose 10 is because that's my favorite number.
Ah, yes. The number 10.
Gillen Group says, I have a River Rossi 460 Casey Jones model HO scale.
Very nice.
I have one of those too. They work pretty well.
Yeah, those are cool engines. I like those.
My only complaint about them or kind of River Rossi locomotives in general is that they're way too light.
Yeah, I mean, it's River Rossi in general.
Yeah, I mean, they work great, don't get me wrong, but for me, they're too light. All of them feel like dummies.
Welcome to the world
of
River Rossi. Whoa. I am actually currently finishing up working on the SD70 Mac Conrail.
What is the locomotive that's running?
This is the CSX SD50 that I bought from Matt. It was the one that had gear noise issues, and I just lubricated it about 2 days ago, so it's running really well.
Got it.
And I
know absolutely nothing about modern diesels, so even slightly modern diesels.
I just fixed up one of the truck frames on the SD70 Mac was loose. It wouldn't stay in place, so I just glued it back in place. It was an easy fix. And then, actually before that, I took apart the trucks on each of the each sides, and I lubricated them. I greased them. Actually, I just cleaned the gears because there was some gunk in there that I didn't want in there. The only downside to the Mac is that the bulbs are burnt out, and I am not sure how I'm going to replace those with LEDs. I might just send them into someone who knows what they're doing, because I have no clue how to do that.
The Gillen Group says the rod bolt on mine keeps unscrewing itself when it runs a bit. I have a River Rossi Hudson that does the same thing. I just put some Loctite on it. It's fine now.
All right, I'm going to add the SD70 Mac to the consist just to see how it runs with the super glued truck cover.
And do you have any NS locomotives?
No.
Awesome.
I had to think about that for a sec.
No NS.
I don't have an NS. NS is like, it's eh. Uh-oh. It's getting caught here. And this handrail can
In my opinion, they are currently the worst Class 1 railroad.
These handrails. Oh, it keeps going on the wrong neck. Not running that way.
The Gillen Group says, I wonder if that's a common thing with River Rossi. I would have no clue. I'd just have
ask Will. I don't know.
I have like 4 River Rossi locomotives, so I really don't have any say on that.
Well, your answer to that would probably be somewhere on my friend Will's channel. You check out his channel. It's called Gopher Knoppers Trains. He is the River Rossi king. as a lot of people in the community call him. So he might be able to answer your question.
Yeah. If you have any questions about full-size trains, that's generally the area I do best with. That and also I've standard gauge. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in any of the groups that I'm in that has an Ives standard gauge set.
We have a problem.
I can tell.
All right. Well, good news is the Mac is running really well with the SD50. Bad news is we don't have a camera to show it. So,
Fun.
give me a sec.
Did the battery die or?
No, sometimes the connection is real wacky on this. Oh, hi, Matt. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to another, thing. I'm going to reconnect my camera real quick. I figured out a way that I can. Hold on. Start camera. Okay. Let's see. 7531 pair.
Hello, Matt.
Finish setup. Please work. Please tell me yes. All right, it's working. You guys might see me on the stream for a sec. Hold on. I'm gonna do like another face reveal thing. Sweet. All right, you can see me. All right, let me throw this back on the tripod, and you guys will be able to see some CSX Conrail action. So, Matt, you sort of, I don't know if you missed what I was saying, but I fixed the truck cover on the Mac, and I re-lubricated it the same way I did with the SD50. So both of these engines are running really well now. Oh, he's in the. Here we go. Hey, Matt.
I see Conrail, very firm.
Yes, I fixed the truck cover on that.
Oh, on the Mac?
Yeah.
It's
now.
Was it that? Was it because one of the plastic pins or whatever was broken off or something? Or?
Yeah, it broke off. I set it in place and then I just super glued it. So
I think that might have been me that did that. I don't know.
We have Dirty Dan.
Dan,
howdy, Dan. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, I am home right now. Problem is, layout is dismantled.
Yeah, but you said you're going to be designing a new layout, right?
Yes, it's going to be an L-shaped one.
Nice.
However, I don't know how much track I can put in an L shape in a 9x8 space.
Shall I join the stream? Dan, if you want to join the stream, you're more than welcome to. You have the link in my Discord.
That's actually a pretty nice area.
Yeah, that sounds cool, Matt. I can't wait to see that. Are you gonna add scenery to that?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm planning to.
Honestly, I'd love to do a I don't know, sort of like an extended line, not like just a 4x8, but like a point-to-point layout.
Mm-hmm.
So it would like start in one town and then
it's not a continuous loop. It's kind of just like like an A to B thing.
Yeah. So like you would start at one point and then you end at another point. Like there's a terminus.
Okay, I see what you're doing.
And then there are yards at both ends, and I want to do one like sort of based on the railroad line that runs through my area, or at least used to run through my.
I would probably say if you're going to do that, put sidings like just before each of the yards so the trains can run their power around and just shove the cars into the yard.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But that probably won't happen until I get my own place. And now we have Dan from Dirty Dan's Trains.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to give it a second. There's this bad glitch with your phone, and on Safari it'll stutter really bad for a second. So I'll have to give it a second before the audio does normal.
Okay.
Like I can understand what you're saying. It's just I don't know why it just stutters really bad.
It's just being weird.
Yes,
Awesome.
I fixed 040, the crusty 040. I actually fixed it.
Nice.
I have no idea how it's running.
Thing is crusty.
There was actually something I didn't mention in the video. Halfway through, I had gone through the motor, resurface commutator, blah blah blah, normal stuff. The actual brush itself had fallen off the brass plate that holds it against the motor, and I have no experience putting them back on. So, with some super glue ingenuity, solder, and a little bit of luck, I was able to get it back on. And
Hey,
apart
Dan.
from-
Hey, Dan, the Gillen group just said, Dan, what do you have for sale?
Here's the problem. I don't want to talk about anything I have for sale if I don't have like a way to contact you. So if there's any way I can do that, then make it known. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to talk about selling any stuff because I don't like talking about I don't like selling stuff if I don't have a way to contact somebody other than a YouTube live stream, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's smart.
But anyways, the 040 probably took me a good hour to get all back together and working. I figured out it's not actually a Lifelike, a Varney, a Rivarossi. It's none of them. It's a Revell, which is sort of interesting because Revell made some very good stuff. They made some cool SWs, and I have one. They're all-wheel drive. They're very nice. They're very early F units. Had like hobby town levels of chassis. They were very good.
I didn't know Revell made SWs.
They
I
did.
knew they made F units, but
If I can find mine, I'll show you it. It's a New Haven one. Believe it or not, I
Okay.
actually have a trade deal. Varun has the other variant of it, and I'm getting that. So,
oh, nice. I was thinking about, I don't know. I mean, this probably won't be for a while now, but and I know you guys have been hearing about this for a long time, but I really want an Athearn Genesis Reading FP7. I love that paint scheme. It's just
You're going to be dropping about 219 for the DC.
Actually, Matt, I found some pretty cheap discounts from brick and mortar hobby shops in my
Wait,
area.
is that the hobby shop that you led me to that NNWSD 40?
No, that's another one. That's
Okay.
out in, I think they're out in Minnesota. But those guys have a lot of really cool stuff too. But they don't have the Reading FP7s. Nicholas Smith Trains has the FP7s, and there's one other dealer that I was able to find that has an FP7 too.
oh,
Wait, did you?
In Reading.
I'll be right back. I need to go ride on like 3 SEPTA trains and a SEPTA bus to get to Nicholas Smith.
Funny, Corey.
all right, I found it. I found the SW here, Harry. I don't know if you're still interested in seeing it, but here it is.
Oh wow.
It's a New Haven.
How
Wow.
smooth of a runner is it?
This one has something wrong with the motor, and the commutator is not picking up power from all sides, and I can't get it perfect, but it works.
That's a cool unit though.
Hold on, it's not on the track right. There we go. It's very cool.
Noisy.
Keep in mind, I haven't run it in a while, so it needs a bit of break-in.
I have a Revell F unit chassis that's belt driven.
I believe I
Yeah.
used to have a Canadian Pacific Revell F unit, but it was the late drive. It uses the same one as this New Haven SW.
Here, actually, I have it here right now. I'll show it.
I've filled up my shelf quite a bit, I must say. There's almost a full, complete shelf of diesels now, and it's kind of cool. I like it.
Dan
Let me
buys
stop.
Dan buys an old
Stop this
box
train.
car just to store all of his trains in.
I've
Here
organized.
is there's the chassis. The motor works.
That's one of the chassis I was talking about. That's an early chassis. Those are very good, Harry.
Yeah, this one's belt driven.
Yes, the early ones were belt driven, and then they had a gear. They had the pulley on the bottom of the truck. There was 2 worm gears. It was pretty much
Yeah.
exactly like all early, like diesel frame trucks. The all-wheel drive
Yeah.
ones. They're all pretty much the same design with 2 worm gears and just 2 gears on the axles. They're all they're universal pretty much.
Yeah, and this motor runs really well. Actually, I just need to clean the commutator a little bit, and then it'll probably run much better. And I need to reconnect some of the pickup wires, resolder, a few other stuff. I have other parts for this in storage. I don't have a shelf for this, unfortunately. This is the way I got it.
Bye.
So I don't know. I might get a shelf for it or something in the future. Maybe, I don't know.
Get a Reading F unit shell for it.
Okay,
Actually, yeah, maybe.
It's cheaper than
Harry, I have
having to
some
get a
good
new one.
news.
Yeah.
Harry, I have some excellent news for you. So, believe it or not, I have one of those chassis, but mine's missing a motor, and it never had the belt, and I didn't know. I got it without a motor. I was told it had a motor, and then when I got it home, took it apart, I got really mad because the hobby shop that sold it to me was a bunch of hacks. Everything I bought there was either broken, something was wrong, or they just misadvertised it to me, and I was mad.
Whoops.
So,
Hold on, I have to reconnect the camera again. But yeah, Dan, yeah, I don't have a belt for mine either, Dan.
But Harry, mine has a shell, and you said you don't have a shell, so expect that you might get a shell in the mail because that frame's basically useless without a motor, and I'll probably just find another one, honestly, and I can just use that chassis for parts. I believe there's actually a couple things wrong with that chassis too. Like it actually has some genuine broken pieces. So I don't think I'm going to be able to put that back together. So you'll probably get that shell. That shell's in pretty good shape. It's a blue bonnet shell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen those. I did a little research when I was trying to figure out what exactly Revell was a few years ago. But yeah, I like the blue bonnet shells. They look really nice. Maybe I'll get a Reading shell for 2. I don't know.
Oh, they made Reading shells? I did not know that.
No. They didn't. I'm just saying maybe a Reading shell might fit on it.
I have a whole stock of F unit shells that I just don't have chassis for. I have quite a few Taika ones as per usual.
If you have a Reading shell,
I might.
I would be more than happy to take it because the Reading F unit paint scheme is just, I don't know. It just looks incredible. I love it.
I kind of feel the same way about the Bessemer F unit paint scheme. It's just, not everybody understands why I like it. It's just, to me, it looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it looks.
The Bessemer F unit paint scheme, I think it looks pretty cool. I like both variants, honestly.
I've currently got the I don't understand. One time I heard somebody say they like the later paint scheme, and I can't understand their brain. I don't get it. You don't like the wings, and you don't like the black stripe. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's what I don't get it. I just don't.
Sorry, what Railroad's later scheme versus earlier scheme?
Bessemer.
Oh, yeah, earlier scheme's 50 billion times better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the Canuck train real quick.
The Canucks.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. There it is.
Dan's going to go to the Tennessee Central Railway Museum and steal all their Bessemer F units.
I will. I make a genuine promise that their Bessemer F unit will be mine. Go Canuck.
Dan, they're still part of a collapsed building on one of them.
Yeah, wait, they have 2?
They have an ABBA set.
Of Bessemer F units.
Yes.
Why was I did not know that. I thought they just had a single F unit. Now I'm even more upset. You know, Corey, I wouldn't
Dan?
be hesitant to say that that was probably the last operating set on the Bessemer. That would make
Dan,
sense.
here's before you continue on your rant, I'm going to say that they painted one A unit and two B units into L and N.
I'm done. We're done. This is done. They're done.
Dan is going to go to whatever museum that is, and he's going to take all the F units.
Oh, and they plan to paint the other A unit into L and N too, so don't worry about them
swear,
not
come
matching.
on. I just
I mean, it is a Tennessee museum, so
Yeah, but it's kind of extremely depressing that not a single close to operational Bessemer F7 is in Bessemer.
Yeah, no, they've all been just killed, and I honestly, it's just the world, you know. They weren't even like a big company on railroad before CN bought them. They were owned by U.S. Steel until Transtar bought them, but like that would make sense. It was just an ore hauling railroad to most people. That's why not a lot of people care, and there's not a ton of it's not a well-known history behind them. Like not everybody knows, unless you're into it. But you know that's a completely different thing. But
The only thing that I think the general population knows about the Bessemer is 643.
yeah, that's it. That's all that they know.
And
They don't know
maybe
anything else.
154 for the people that live in Michigan.
No, I think best 154 is like disliked by many people because of how it looks.
Just because the boiler is humongous.
Yeah, the boiler is like massive, and then
I
has
think
this
it looks
tiny little
awesome.
headlight. Corey, what were you saying?
I think it looks awesome.
I do too. I don't know why people harp on it so bad, but you just kind of.
I think it looks pretty good.
I'm just upset
There's-
that they.
there-
Oh, sorry, Harry.
I mean, come on. There are so many locomotives that are loved that have fat boilers.
Okay, so here's the thing that just most upsets me about it. It was put in the Henry Ford Museum and likely will never leave the Henry Ford Museum when it was operational, I believe. It ran excursions, and then after like no time at all, it just got put into storage, and it makes me sad because it was a really nice locomotive. It was even designated by the Bessemer for preservation. And here's the thing. Only 2 locomotives were ever preserved by the Bessemer. They were dedicated to being preserved. Like the rest of them, Bessemer was like,
They
all right,
actually
we don't care.
preserved 3, but
No, Corey, the third one wasn't even Bessemer. It was Union 010-2.
correct, but it's still awesome.
It's cool. Also, Corey, I may have found a row scale model of a 010-2. What?
Buh.
All right, that doesn't matter. Talking about Roblox, that has nothing to do with this. I hope I'm not boring anyone in this stream by talking about Bessemer.
Hey man, this stream is just talking about whatever, so I don't really care.
I just don't want to be like a total bore here.
Nah, you're not, man.
Well, but anyways, it's just,
I find full-scale railroading a lot more interesting than model railroading, so this discussion is actually a lot more interesting for me.
yes, that is correct. Also, Harry, I just because of the sheer fact that there's not a huge amount of people here, I will disclose this, but I swear if a single one of you says anything about it, basically I've sort of begun to organize a team. I'd like to put together a documentary on the Bessemer, not a huge one, 20 minutes, like 4 chapters, 5 minutes each chapter. That sounds reasonable. And I just figured I'd mention that. Because,
Okay.
I mean, the Chattanooga documentary was so awesome, and I want to make another one because people really like that. Even though it's on a completely different topic, I'm sure it will be well received.
Yeah, I mean, if you need help, then I'm willing to help.
I'm trying to get people who like would enjoy working on the project, not people who would find it as like a chore. Because like I don't want to bother people with it. because like, and here's the other thing: not a lot of people really know about the Bessemer. Like, that's why I contracted Corey. Corey actually like does this on his spare time. He researches this, and he knows probably more than I do, honestly. But yeah. So just wanted to say that, and I am excited for this, but I don't want it to fall through the floor. That's why I need to get some other people on this. My sort of plan here is having 3 other people do the other 3 chapters, like, and I'll, like, I want to be the one to write the last chapter, the current day chapter, because I've been there, experienced the Bessemer in its integrity and seen what it is now.
Yes.
Like, and then the rest of it. See, I'm the hardest part is going to be writing that first chapter, the first and second, because the first is the beginning and how it all started. And by the way, Harry, I don't know if you knew this, but Bessemer started in 1869. They're pretty damn old.
Old.
But anyways, we got to do the beginning, Steam days, dieselization, and then present day.
The first 2 will be my favorite.
Yes, I'm excited. That's why I'm having. Will has decided to jump in on the project. I asked if he would be okay helping, and he was like, "Sure." So I'm gonna actually pretty much advise that he probably wants to work on one of the first 2 chapters, because the next 2 are not that interesting. They're diesels, and he likes Steam, so.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I emailed the Rare Museum Pennsylvania to see if I can get a copy of the Bessemer informational book.
Did they say no?
They
And then
haven't emailed me back yet. I only emailed them like yesterday.
I find it funny that you just know how to email Rare Museum Pennsylvania. You're just like, yep.
I'm a volunteer.
Well, yeah, but Rare Museum of Pennsylvania kind of closed.
Yeah, I have my contacts.
Oh, that's very good. All right. I also love how the Greenville Rare Museum just has all of the Bessemer information, but they will not release it.
Yeah, I love when I emailed them. They just said, we have a Rare Museum.
And then you're just like, I think I know that. I would assume.
Just straight up, yeah, we have a railroad museum.
They
we're not
said
kidding. That's what they
it was
said.
a bit
They
more
literally-
complicated than that. They said, we have a Rare Museum on insert address here.
Jeez.
I don't even like, they weren't even like, oh, we have here books. No, they were just like, nope, come to our road.
No, they didn't even say, oh, sorry, I can't get that information for you right now because we're closed because of COVID or whatever. They just said, we have a museum.
We have a museum.
Now that I think about it, probably the hardest part of writing this whole thing is going to be the Steam chapter, because there's not a whole load of information on the Steam stuff. Like, we don't know...
that's why I'm trying to get this one book from the Rare Museum, Dan.
Ah, yes.
It was written in I think the 60s or 70s.
Ah, so that would be by someone who actually maybe witnessed the operations.
Yeah.
Because we basically don't know anything about the passenger service. All we know is that they had 462s, they had passenger cars, they pulled passenger trains, and then they did diesels for like a couple days, and then that was it. I don't even know.
I think the only big interesting thing about Bessemer's diesels that I find interesting is how long they use their F7s.
Yes, that was remarkable. They used F units from what, Corey? Like what was it, the 40s, the 50s?
From the 40s, I think the 50s, up to 2000.
2000?
Yes.
They did not give those things a break. They used them on the Allegheny branch, which I believe, Corey, we need more information about that. I think that was just coal, though. Okay. That was all that really was.
The book that I'm trying to get is from 1969, and it is 184 pages long.
Yes, very good. Wait, like actually get the real copy of the book, or just like a scan?
Just like a scan thing.
Oh.
Do you know how much an actual copy would cost?
Much money, because see, I don't like how people make Bessemer stuff so expensive. There's not a demand for it. Why do you have to make it so expensive so people like me can't buy it?
Because it's rare.
Who cares if it's rare? If it's not desirable, what does it matter? I don't get what the deal is.
I don't have any Bessemer stuff that I'm trying to sell, so you know.
There's a 210-4 for sale right now, and it's like $360. And I almost died when I saw the price. I'm like, and then I was just like, I don't know, man. If I'm ever gonna get a Bessemer locomotive, I'll probably get like either I'd like to get like a '90s era consist with an SD18, a couple high hood ones, and maybe an SD38 or two.
Crumple.
Yes.
I'm eating.
Also, I
so
find
much.
it extremely hilarious that the Greenville shop is now a wasteland. The whole turntable and the entire transfer table has just been left. They just they did nothing. They just left it there. Like it's just dead.
Even the Greenville Museum is dead, at least if their email tells me anything.
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is.
We have a museum. Oh, wait. No, we don't. Our museum's dead.
The only thing they have going for them is they have an O10-2. For some odd reason, they have an O10-2.
The
Not
only O10-2.
Yes, only O10-2. I just find that hilarious. That they have an O10-2 and nothing else. That's their only locomotive.
The main other thing that they have that's of extreme interest to me is the Bessemer and Lake Erie ore car.
Yes, correct.
Considering none other exists currently.
Seriously?
No, not as far as I'm aware.
Wow, that's upsetting.
That
I
is-
also
and also
find it-
the ore car is made in Greenville.
lovely. I find it quite entertaining that CN was just like, all right, so tunnel motors. No,
Die.
Bye. So they just took them all to the DMIR.
There's one in like Indiana or something.
Get it out. Bring it
I
back.
I think it's still in Bessemer colors too.
Also, by the way,
Definitely.
why is every single Bessemer locomotive in Wisconsin?
No clue.
Like the majority of them are.
They're in Wisconsin because CN uses them for helper service over Byron Hill, up there on the DMIR.
Oh, yeah. No, they get used on the DMIR like very frequently. Which is upsetting because I would like to eventually go see them.
I've seen 907 at Kirkyard in Gary, Indiana.
I know there's a picture of you standing in front of it, and you like didn't even comment on it, and I was just like,
Dan was just like,
and I just died.
Dan dies.
As sad as it is to see the Bessemer locomotives go, they do that.
CN, where's your freaking Bessemer heritage unit?
I honestly have respect for CN. I have respect. No, not CN. They're crews. The CN crews are epic. They are always cool. I have not had them pass by more than 3 times where they haven't blown the horn. Every single time, they either wave, blow the horn, do something cool, and I just the one time the dude leans out the window.
My
should have
bad.
seen your TikTok video. That was just epic.
Okay, Dan, real quick. I'm looking at pictures of Bessemer and Lake Erie tunnel motors on Rare Picture Archives, and it says one of the descriptions of a picture of Bessemer and Lake Erie 900 is myself and engineer Al Heckman.
Long lost relative?
Al Heckman? Related to Dan Heckler?
Dude, Andrew Carnegie be like, all right, we about to build this big ass bridge over the Allegheny River. All right, let's do this.
Hey Dan,
Yes.
is the orange pumpkin thing still switching in thing place?
What?
There was a pumpkin switching in Conneaut last I knew. Do you know if that's
868? Are you talking about? Or no? No. Yes, 868. Are you talking about that? The remote
Yes.
controlled one?
Yes.
I believe. I don't remember if it got back from inspection or not. I do remember the last time it was out on the line, it was covered in ore dust.
Well, I'm assuming if it's not in Conneaut, it's either in Canada or it's working Kirkyard in Gary, Indiana, near Chicago.
It wouldn't be running on any trains. It's specifically made for the docks.
Oh,
Like,
hold on.
I don't see how they would bring it anywhere else unless they have somewhere they need a remote controlled locomotive.
Yeah, and at least if they go with tradition, they're just going to run it until it's dead.
Yeah, 905 is pretty destroyed at this point. The entire front half of it is just the chopped off remains
Alright,
of the
guys.
KCS engine.
I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Okay, Matt.
Bye,
Thanks
Matt.
for joining.
See you guys. Yep. Thanks for having me.
I didn't even know that 905 rammed a log truck until I noticed that the front was like a different color. And I happened to look it up and I saw the stripes and I'm like, wait a minute. And I found out it was from KCS and then I told Bradard he died.
He's gonna steal the fucking cab off of 905.
Yeah, the entire cab got destroyed. I don't there's not even pictures of it, which is kind of sad. I bet there is. Bet you Greenville has them.
We can't get anything from fucking Greenville.
Greenville actually has pictures of North Bessemer when it was still a trestle.
Yeah, they have them. It's just they aren't willing to give them out unless you go to the actual fucking museum and just tear down their door.
Corey and Dan break into the Greenville Railroad Museum.
You know what? Let's just fire up the 010-2 and just
I was about to say that.
drive it away.
You just see on the news.
Just drive it down Bessemer.
Dude, you just see hairless Bigfoot and small child repair 010-2 locomotive, steal entire museum.
I have to wonder what condition that's in.
I bet I restore and run on mainline, run on horseshoe car. I'm sorry, Harry. I'm sorry.
That's all right, man.
Restore and run on mainline. I can't with that.
No.
What?
Are you kidding me?
What happened?
The United Railroad Historical Society of New Jersey is selling their Lehigh Valley F7s after Iowa Pacific did
Killed them.
irreparable harm to the organization after it failed to pay for leased equipment and left rolling stock abandoned in multiple states.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, I read the article on that. 3 of their passenger cars were illegally, apparently, subleased to ITM.
I knew ITM had something to do with it.
What? What? That's so stupid.
They against their contract, their lease contract with URHS,
ITM always
subleased the
has
cars.
ITM always
ITM.
has something to do with this. Always. Oh, also, didn't they just take out all the Stone Spectrum cars or something?
Huh?
Didn't they just take out all the Stone Spectrum cars or something?
ITM took all the Stone Spectrum cars to Logansport.
I just saw a post and it had like a bunch of random passenger cars and freight cars in a parking lot. And I was just like, that reminds me of
Oh yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
the stuff in Logansport, Dan.
Yeah, they just left the Lehigh Valley F7s.
In
And-
Mississippi.
They abandoned them, and the window, like most of the windows have been smashed.
oh
Jesus
my god.
Christ! Are you
This
kidding me?
is
What
the
is-
problem.
Those were beautiful engines too. That's
Your
a
camera died
shame.
again, Harry.
It's awful.
Oh, I'm gonna just hold on. That's so. Ugh.
That reminds me of the freaking T-Mode and the rest of the stuff out there that's just
Oh,
been
yeah.
destroyed.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know that much about the Iowa Pacific, but
Recently they've kind of sucked completely. I mean, they no longer have any steam locomotives. And by the way, Harry, they own the one of the observations from the Reading Crusader. Would you help me buy it?
oh, maybe.
It's actually for sale right now.
How much?
I don't remember. Some price list somewhere.
Maybe. Yeah, jeez.
Passenger cars. Here we go. Loading. Okay, it's called the Olympic. Currently, $40,000.
Is it in good shape?
I have no clue. There's no pictures. It's just a list.
Jeez.
It is currently in Washington State.
Interesting. Well, this sucks. I can't believe those. That's a shame about those. Those Lehigh Valley F units. They were so cool, man. I've seen videos of them operate on the Cape May seashore lines, and they're beautiful. But now they're ruined.
Yep.
Iowa
and
Pacific.
at least according to the article, the URHS is going to sell them. So,
Jeez. Oh my god. Ugh, that sucks. If I had the money, I'd buy them.
I have no clue how much they're going to sell them for.
It really
They're probably
sucks.
going to sell them for a bit of money just so that they can get back for their other equipment.
Yeah, really.
Their 3 Comet 1 cars and the Penzi car. Which, by the way, they have the article has a picture of the Lehigh Valley locomotives, or Lehigh Valley painted locomotives, and the Comet 1 cars, but there's no picture of the Penzi coach.
Well, I know the Comet cars have been painted in Iowa Pacific colors.
Yes, and they're currently in Kokomo, Indiana.
Of course.
Because ITM leased them.
Of course.
And knowing that ITM leased them, I am scared to see what condition they are in.
Yeah, the 3 Comet 1 cars were painted in Iowa Pacific colors. And they sort of did a shitty job of them. They don't even look good in Iowa Pacific colors.
They really don't.
Iowa Pacific has done irreparable harm to this organization, not just due to the abandonment of our equipment, but in the funding and volunteer hours that have been spent that we will never get back, URHS officials wrote. While it is not likely URHS will ever be made whole, we hope this incident can at least serve as a cautionary tale for other nonprofits. Our organization has learned that there truly are no safer hands than our own.
Yeah. While I do find it very depressing, I honestly if I had to pick one organization for it to happen to, unfortunately, I'd probably pick them because I don't ever see any of their equipment. They're only open once a year, and that's on some years occasionally.
It says they declared bankruptcy within the last 2 years. Iowa Pacific itself filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Um,
URHS is not bankrupt. It's Iowa Pacific and all of its subsidiaries.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, that sucks. Those are
My
cool
only problem-
S7s.
My only problem with URHS is you can't ever see their equipment. It's on a siding, or multiple sidings in Boonton, New Jersey.
I mean, they operate them.
Where?
The Cape May seashore lines. That they've been operating.
The stuff that I'm most interested in that they have there, like, the two GG1s, the E60.
Well, they don't operate those, but they operate a CNJ GP7 and a Penzi GP9.
Yes, I knew about those, but those aren't
Those
the
are
things
cool.
I'm most interested in seeing that they have.
Gotcha.
They are one of two organizations that owns two GG1s.
The other being the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania.
Yes. And actually, if you go for the umbrella of the state of Pennsylvania as a whole thing, they own three.
Yes, true.
There also are state electric locomotives, so therefore therefore they are officially a state symbol.
They are technically the state locomotive.
No, they share that title with the Pennsylvania Railroad K4.
No, the GG1s are actually the state locomotive, not just the electric locomotive. They are the state.
No, the
locomotive.
K4s are on there too. I've looked into this very
The
thoroughly.
the K4s are on there too, but they're only listed as the steam state locomotive.
I'll have to get down to reading the actual amendment or whatever.
The legislation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that will be a whole boatload of fun.
Whee! No. All right. Well, my GoPro died, so that's why I don't have my camera on. We're running close to about an hour, so I think I might just end the stream here. So yeah, Dan, I don't know if you're still there.
Dan.
Dan. Whatever. I don't know what he's doing, but I am probably gonna end the stream here. My GoPro's dead, so I can't really show anything. So yeah, I mean, sorry, this has been a pretty brief stream compared to the other ones. I've just been pretty lazy today, so yeah, fun stuff. So tune in next Friday for the next operating stream.
Where hopefully Harry will charge his GoPro the full way up.
I had it charged all the way up. I think the battery's just starting to wear out a little
Okay,
bit.
tune in next time to see if Harry bought a new GoPro battery.
That's I might as well buy a new GoPro at this point.
I don't know what the price is of battery versus GoPro, so
Yeah, I mean, me neither. But I think at this
I don't own a GoPro. I don't plan to own a GoPro. I've never owned a GoPro, so
they're nice. They're nice cameras. I mean, my session's done pretty well. I like it because it's a cube shape. So, you know, cube. But anyway, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys on the next stream. Special thanks to Dan, Matt, and Corey for joining. So
Yay!
yay! And thank you for everyone who tuned in. I know we got 2 people watching right now, so that's fun.
One
So
of them is you.
probably. So
Mind
yeah.
you never know with YouTube's fucking counting system.
Yeah, it's always really whack. You know, it could be. Who knows? Maybe 5 people are watching, or
It
not.
could be 500. We never know.
Yeah, pretty much. So, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. So I'm just gonna leave it here. So good night, everyone.
Good night.